Hello, everyone. My name is Yasin. I'm with the 3D printing team with Prince George's County Memorial Library System. And today I'll be talking about our 3D printing services and one of our recommended resources that you can use to print out 3D materials. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is go to our website, pgcmls.info, type it in, and you'll come to the home page that looks like this right here. From here, you go under services and select 3D printing. Uh, so this is the 3D printing page, and we have the agreement, and we also have resources, learning resources that is available from our catalog. So if you select the catalog, you can actually see certain books that are related to 3D printing, and you could place a request on any of these books as long as you have your library card. And if you don't have a library card, you could create one online. Okay, so printing 3D printing service is available online, so you could basically submit a printable item, and you could print it out, and you could pick it up at any location you like. It costs $1 per hour, and so let's get started with the resource. There we go. So one of the recommended resources that we have here, it's Tinkercad. Let me see if I could find it. Where is it at? Okay, so Tinkercad, which is located right here. And once you select that, it'll take you to their website. It's very easy to navigate. You could pretty much create an account. Once you create an account, you can start to create your design. So uh, this is the basics. Let me start off by doing a lesson, right? Because some people, this might be your first time using Tinkercad, so you might not able to understand how to use the moves and, you know, how to manipulate the screen and everything like that. So I recommend the best way to do it to start off is start with a lesson plan. Under lessons right here, you have different lessons that you could do. So I'm gonna start with just learning how to move, right? So let me select this and let's get started. Think of this. So the moves, the commands is right here. What you need to do it says learn to move the shape along with the work plane. So this is the work plane right here, this blue box, and this represent the same work plane as if uh, the 3D printer will be printing on. So anything that you create on this work plane will be printed on the work plane. If anything, so just be mindful that your item always have to be on the work plane to make sure that your item come out nice. Okay, so this one is basically asking you to make a move, right? So you moving this right here to here. So you will select it and put it right here. This looks about right, right? And go on to the next one. So it tells you what to do. Just drag the light brown construction to the area outline in orange. All right, so I dragged it up there and make sure it fits just right. The orange is the guideline pretty much. These are just basic moves showing you how to move. And if you don't know what you're doing, you could just show hint and it'll tell you right here what to do. Okay, so once you completed it, it gives you some stars. Then you go to the next one, select done, continue, and you go to the next lesson. And this one is basically right here is telling you to move, manipulate the screen where you could see behind the curtain. So I'm using the mouse. The best way to do it is just right click, hold the right click, and you could pretty much manipulate the screen. And this is how you would, if you was creating the design, you would use this to make sure that your item is on the work plane and it's on the right level and everything like that. So this is pretty basic. Select done on that and continue. Okay, so which one is this one? Okay, look like this one this one was already done. All right, select the next one and continue. Oh, wow, all these are saying already done. I'm not too sure what's going on here, but let's reset it. Yes. Okay, saying scale and copy. So you're basically gonna put this here and the copy button is right here, which is duplicate. So select that. Now you have two pieces. Another one, now you have three. So they want you to scale them up. So what you would do is pretty much select these boxes, and the box will show you what you can do with the shape. You could go up and down with this. Uh, this one is left and right, and so forth. So bring this down and look like they are touching. So put this over here and bring this one down here. Scale it down to a smaller size and make sure they're all touching like that. Nice and simple. So basically, I just did it, kind of use the cheat code. So this will be the end result. Okay. So these are just basic moves that you can learn. Let me go to another move. Another one will be aligning. Let's do that because that's an important move when you're using Tinkercad. Okay, let's reset this because it looked like it was already done. Okay, so basically they want me to select these boxes and align them where they are all aligned together, right? So, and the way to use the alignment is by selecting, using the left select and highlighting the whole box. So I will highlight both of these, all three of these. And then the alignment button is right here, select that. And these marks right here shows you how it would look if you was to align them. So you can align them different type of ways. So I'm gonna select this right here just to show that this what it would look like. So now they're all aligned. Now if I wanted to align them, if they was on the ground, let me bring it down. This top arrow right there is what brings it down. 1 second. And all I'm doing is deleting the boxes by highlighting them and then delete, highlight, delete, highlight, delete. So let's do the alignment. Now, if I had, let's say 3 boxes on the ground, all over the place, on the work plane, all over the place, right? And I wanted to align them so they could be in perfect form. What I would do is to select the 3 boxes, select the align button, and see how I could coordinate it. And put it right here. See, now they're all aligned together, right? And you could, there's various ways, it'll show you different alignments you could do. So, because these are, let me put them away again. Like, okay, like say if it was like this, and this one was like over here, and you wanted to straighten them all out, you select that, select the button align, and select this one, which keeps them all straight together. All right. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. This is a very user-friendly resource website to use. So whenever you get a chance, go to the website, Tinkercad, create an account. Once you create an account, you can start designing and just learn these basic moves. Once you're comfortable enough to learn the moves and comfortable enough to create your designs, then you can just start creating your designs. And you select right here, create new design. It'll give you an empty work plane, and you have your shapes, all different shapes, basic shapes, and text, characters, all different things. So it's really up to you and your imagination of, as far as like what you would want to create. So this is a very good tool for beginners and anybody, you know, parents could do it too. So I highly recommend Tinkercad. It's very easy to use, and it's pretty fun. So last video was more so showing you how to move, manipulate the screen, and showing basic moves on how to use Tinkercad and how, you know, user friendly it is. So now this video will be based on the moves that we learned and applying them to create an actual design. So let's get started. So create new design. All right, so the design that I'm going to be creating, I'm going to be basically building a house, right? So it's pretty basic, so nothing fancy or anything like that, but it would show all the moves from the last video being applied on this video. So that's the main thing, is actually the moves being applied to create the house. All right, so let's get started. So to get a house, you would have to use this box right here. To build a house, you need a box. Put this box on the work plane, and they make it easy for me because there's a roof right here. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to need a roof. Okay. And this is basically showing you the select and drag move, which is, you know, real basic. Select the item, drag it to the work plane, and place it. Now, of course, the roof, this is the roof, this is the body of the house, and of course the roof has to go on top. So if you zoom in and select the roof, the green roof, there's like a cone shape right here that once you select it, select and hold it, it goes up and down. It manipulates the shape to go up and down. So that's what the cone shape is for. Just like right here, it'll be right here too. So it goes up and down. All right. And to move the screen around like this, like I showed on the last video, you would hold the right click, the right button on the mouse, and you can move around. For the people that's using a trackpad, it's a different way to do it, but you know, I'm basic, so I'm going to use the mouse. All right. So we're going to move the roof on top of the square, top of the box, which is pretty simple. So this is where the alignment tool comes in, right? Because sometimes if you look, if you was to look at the if you was to look at the shapes like this, my house like this, you would think that the roof is already on top of the box, right? That's why it's very important to use the right click and kind of go around and see what it really looks like. As you can see, it's not aligned at all. So to align it and make sure the roof is directly on top of the box, what I would do is to select both shapes by highlighting them like this. And to my top right corner right here, it's called Align. There's a tool, Align tool. Once you select that, it's going to give you these black dots. And these black dots pretty much show you what it would look like if you select them, right? So I want the roof directly on top of the box. So I'm selecting this one in the middle, which aligns the roof on top of the box, right? As you can see. All right. So it still doesn't look all the way aligned because I see a little bit of red right here. So what I'm going to do is select it again, align. All right, there we go. Now it's directly on top, but it's always good to move around the work plane and see, because if you was looking at the house from top, you would think that it was already touching the box. But if you go down, as you can see, there's space here. So what you want to do is select the roof and bring it down on the box like so, so that it is touching, and it is touching. So now I want my roof and my box to be one solid shape so that I don't have to keep worrying about moving the roof anymore. So what do is I select both shapes and select this tool right here, which is called group. And once you group it together, it turns to one solid shape. Now I can move this by itself without selecting the roof, right? As you notice, once I selected it, once I grouped it, it turned to one solid color. So that shows you that it's one shape. So now I have the shape of the house. I need an entrance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another box for my entrance right here. Let me move this up a little bit. Put it right here. Bring this here. All right. So I want to make an entrance for my house. So what I do is I get this box, scale it down, scale it down to 10. And these numbers, this scale numbers could be in millimeters or centimeters. I mean, yes, millimeters or centimeters or inches based on how, how you want to set it up. Okay, so I'm gonna select this, and so what you can do with this, right? Now that I've scaled how I want my entrance to look, I want my entrance to be directly in the middle. So what I'm gonna do is highlight both of these, select both of these, and align it. So I'm aligning it to be right in the middle. Okay, so now what you can do with the shape is you could turn this solid shape into a hole, like so. That way, once you create your entrance, right, you select both of the items and group it. Now the hole disappears, and now you have a permanent entrance like that, as you can see, right? So it's a good tool to have. You could do windows like that. You could, pretty much whatever you imagine, you could pretty much do it by just creating another shape into a hole, and then just placing it where you want, and then grouping it to manipulate the actual shape that you're trying to get. All right, so now I have my entrance. I have the shape of the house. I know it's not the best house, but it's a house. All right, so now I want a chimney. So I get the cylinder right here and basically scale it down to a good size. So let me take it down. I'm gonna do 10, 10 on each side. And the good thing about this is you can see the actual scale size, so you don't have to keep guessing. All right. Let me bring it down a little bit more. 7, no, probably 5. Yeah, 5 here. Down like that, and then just scale it down a little bit, right like this. So select the shape, select the cylinder. Now select the cone so I can raise it up. Also, when you select the cylinder, you can see that there's this arrow right here that goes left or right. So a degree arrow. So once you select it, you could turn the cylinder to a certain degree and it'll tell you. So I'm gonna put it to 20 degrees. 25. Let's do 20. Right here. Okay. Let me see, is this 20? Sometimes it's hard to get the exact amount. Let me move this here so you guys could see it. Sometimes it's hard to get the exact number, so all you could do, you could always type it as well. So put for 20. Boom. 20 degrees. Hold on. 20 degrees to the left, to the right. There we go. Doesn't look like it's trying to work with me. Come on now. Okay, let's try it again. All right, maybe it wants to go this way. All right. You know what? We'll go this way. Okay, 20 right there. And now we could pretty much put the roof right there, right? If we like where the roof is, if you could scale it, you could scale it if you want to, you know, if you like. I like where the roof is. So next thing you do is select the entire shapes and group it. Once you group it, as you know, it turns into one solid shape. So now I have a house with a roof, I mean a chimney and a roof, all grouped together. So it becomes one solid shape, all right? And of course, you can make your door, you could create a window and everything like that. But this is my house and showing you all the basic moves that you would need to start creating and designing your print jobs. So this is it, pretty much. I know it's not much of a house, but you know it's a house. So thank you for joining me and happy printing.
If you enjoy 3D modeling and want to learn more about how a 3D model can become a 3D print, visit us at pgcmls.info and click 3D printing under our services menu. PGCMLS offers 3D printing for patrons, including curbside pickup at all the branches that offers curbside. There is a small cost associated with 3D printing, so we require that you be 18 or older to submit a 3D print, or that you have your parents' permission to do so. To submit a 3D print, just click Submit a 3D Print Request, and you can either link to a Thingiverse object that you've found online, or you can upload your own object. Once you send us a message, we'll contact you and schedule your print for creation. Scroll to the bottom of the website to learn more about 3D printing. You can visit NASA, Smithsonian, or Thingiverse like we mentioned before to to print free open source models. Or you can learn more about Tinkercad and other more complicated design tools.